In this video, we're going to deal with a bank reconciliation, which is probably the most important of all accounting controls. As you'd expect, the bank reconciliation is under the Banks tab, and on this tab here, you get a list of all the bank accounts that are available. In this case, we have 4. We're going to focus on the NatWest GBP current account. Opening this screen brings you to the bank details, which contains the sort of information you might expect: the address, account number, account details, etc. We're going to deal with the reconciliation process, which covers these tabs here. To start off with, we will import the bank statement via a CSV file. This is the most secure method of doing the import. When you first do one of these, you'll need to create a CSV template, and we've prepared one for you to see. The template gives you clear instructions on how to complete the import. There are only 5 column headings, and those are the descriptions that you must use to describe them, and also take care with the date format. And here's one that I prepared for this video. We're going to use this for our reconciliation. So we're now ready to import the file. We first of all browse to find the relevant directory where we've stored the bank statement. We select it, open it, and you can see it displayed here now, and then import it. We get a success message. Now you can see the reconciliation screen. Most of the items have either been matched to a payment or matched to an unpaid invoice. We'll explain that in more detail in a moment. But before we start the reconciliation, let's first take a look at the reconciliation report. This report reconciles the balance in Abacus with the balance in the bank statement. So the balance in Abacus is £20,000 and the balance on the bank statement is £36,000. It's very important that that agrees. Now the reconciliation is kind of old school, but it works. So we take the book balance, 20,000, we add the outstanding payments, we take away any reconciled receipts, and then we add the bank statement lines which haven't been reconciled as well. And those will equal the bank statement. The nominal transactions equal the bank statement. Here you can see that that 20,000 balance is made up of these transactions: bank transfers, sales payments, purchase payments, etc. And the sum of those comes to £20,000, and you can see here that most of them are unreconciled. Similarly, if we look at the bank statement lines, these are the items which have been pulled in from the bank statement, and the sum of these is £36,000, which is a number we saw in the report. So now let's start the reconciliation itself, and just to be conventional, let's start at the top. The first item for £458 has been matched to an existing payment, which means the payment has already been recorded. Perhaps it was a cheque. Looking then at the detail here, we can see that within Abacus we've posted a sales payment number 19 to St. John's account, and that matches the description on the bank statement line. So we're happy with that. Let's reconcile it. That's successfully reconciled. We go back to the reconcile screen and you now see that it's disappeared. This one for St. John's is the same. When you're matching to a payment, you don't create any new debits and credits. There are no journal entries because that's already been entered. All you're doing is marking that payment as reconciled. Let's just reconcile this one. Again, the description matches what's on the bank statement line, so we're comfortable with that as well as the amount. The next item is bank charges. Now these haven't been recorded. We weren't sure what they would be. If it's not a match to a payment or it's not matched to an invoice, it must match either to a bank transfer, a purchase payment on account, or a bank payment. So This is a bank payment for bank charges. So we'll put this to NatWest, UK charges and interest, and put the date on that was the 21st of April, and the description was bank charges and it was £25. I don't know the bank nominal code off the top of my head, so I can either key in the number or text and it will find it for me. Tax rate, that's a P0, and we could put an analysis code on that if we wanted to. And there we go. We save and post. That's posted. Returning to the reconciliation report, we can now see that matches to the payment that we've just created. So there we've got the payment and we can mark that as reconciled. Okay. The next item on the reconciliation is a receipt from Oxford University. So let's try and match that to an invoice, and we can see here there's an unpaid invoice 67 which is outstanding for that amount. In this instance, as well as marking this as reconciled, we'll also generate a payment transaction. We have a similar payment situation from Manchester Grammar School, and there account description and the description match. Typically bank descriptions aren't as helpful as this, so we can mark that as reconciled, and again, as well as paying off the invoice, it's marking it as reconciled. The interest income is a bank receipt, so we can create a bank receipt income for that £6.39. Again, that's NatWest, and it was the 21st of April, wasn't it? And it was £6.39. And we'll just save and post that. Once again, this is now matched to a payment, so we can mark that off. The £6.39 is now reconciled. Only 4 more to go, and they're all matched. So here we have a payment to Staples, which has been matched to an unpaid invoice. So again, we're generating a payment transaction, purchase payment transaction. Then we have a similar invoice from Smart Payroll Services. Let's check that. The descriptions match. Yeah, the amounts match. Yes. In this instance, Abacus has managed to find a match of a combination of 3 invoices. That's the maximum it can add up in one go. But it's suggesting that it's these 3 invoices which have been paid with this payment. So we're going to accept that recommendation, say yes, we'll reconcile those 3 invoices and generate 3 payment journals. Finally, we've got another payment from Staples. £2.59, descriptions match, happy with that, reconciled. Now we can see that the reconciliation screen is clear. We can also see that the bank is much more closely reconciled, although there's still some outstanding receipts. And that concludes the reconciliation process. Thank you.